Hey guys, this week we had a band called Over the Horizon come in. It's another local band. They brought in their newest single that they had recorded. They didn't record it here at the studio. They actually recorded with another local engineer. It came out really good, I thought. So they just came on the podcast and brought their song, which you'll take a listen to here in a second. They just kind of talked about the process of recording and about their band and whatnot. So go ahead and check out their newest single. It's called Regret. And then afterwards, check out the podcast. Thanks. Welcome back to Color in the Shape of Sound Studio, StudioCast. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hello, I'm Anthony.
Hello, I'm Lex.
And you guys are from...
Over the Horizon.
Over the Horizon, yeah. Cool. You guys are just starting out, kind of getting your stuff together, a newer band, kind of?
Yeah. We've, I think we've been in band for at least maybe 3 months, right?
Cool.
Sounds about right?
Yeah, about 3 months.
About 3 months, yeah.
Cool. And then Lex had actually come in. He's been to the studio before. He's tracked drums here with one of his former bands that he was in. And this is your first time here.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Lex, you want to introduce yourself and talk about yourself a little bit and, your drumming style or whatever? Lex doesn't want to talk. Lex is a drummer, so he's like, I'm a mute.
Hi, guys. Well, yeah, I'm Lex. I was the former drummer I can't even talk, guys. Sorry. I was the former drummer of 40% Dolomite, and yes, I did record drums here before. My drumming style was more hip-hop / pop punk, and I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say.
He's shy.
I am shy. And yeah, kick it away, Anthony.
Yeah. Anthony, introduce yourself a little bit.
I'm Anthony. I ran into Lex. I remember going back to 40. I remember seeing. I was barely booking shows at the time, and I ran into Lex, and he was playing drums for 40 at the 1011. It's gone now, but it's now Ventura. But I remember going there and bumping into Lex. I didn't really watch them play. I was in the back talking to another promoter, and I just heard them playing Blink. I think they were playing What's My Age Again or Stay Together for the Kids, and I had to leave, so I took a real quick snapshot with my shitty phone of the 40% logo. And so next time I booked a show, I'd book them. So after that, I think we started kind of like talking or spending a little bit more time, but not as much until later Lex had left and I had left my former band. We started to talk more. But yeah, I think it's where we first bumped heads.
And you play guitar, right?
Yes, I play guitar.
And sing?
Yeah, I sing.
Cool. And is it local San Antonio band?
Correct, yes.
You play around like the Corova and what's the 1011 called now? Is that what you're talking about?
Ventura.
Ventura,
yeah.
Everyone knows
The
it's a
guy
1011 still.
yeah, the owner is now from it's from Deer Vibes, and he's he's done some pretty good stuff at the place. It's cool. You should check it out.
Yeah. You guys just are you still in the studio or you just got out of the studio?
It's a strange process. So when Lex and I got in, we went with no songs, right?
No songs, maybe one or two.
I think there was one song we had sort of down. So we'd gone in with no songs or just one song, and we basically built everything from the bottom up. So
I think it took us about like two weeks, right? Total.
2 weeks to do 2 weeks to do most of it. I think right now we're just in the process of doing vocals and rewriting some of the verses or some of the chorus or changing stuff around. But for the most part, it's done. It's more along the lines of fine tuning everything.
Awesome. And were you guys writing as you were in the studio, or were you just?
Yeah, it's strange. I'd never been in that setting before. I don't think Lex has either. So
nope.
We were having the hardest time, and I was having to write lyrics on the spot, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. We're still not done yet, so we're probably gonna go back sometime later this week and finish some vocals. But yeah, it's been an unusual process. It's something that I haven't been used to, and I don't think Lex has done something similar to that before.
Nope. I usually already have an idea of what drums I'm gonna lay down.
Mm-hmm.
This time I just went in cold turkey, and pretty much
yeah.
The whole album is just me freestyling drums.
That's awesome.
Every track. So I pretty much, for the live shows or rehearsal time, I'm gonna relearn everything I did.
I think that's the biggest
I'm
problem.
gonna cover myself pretty much.
That's awesome. That's kind of cool. That's like also, I guess to note, all three of us are really big Blink fans, and
Yeah, absolutely.
all their stuff that broke off from Blink. But like on the self-titled album, that's kind of what they did. They went in to the house. They had some stuff written, but they kind of just did their own thing.
It's funny you mention that because we with this album, it's very some of the songs aren't songs necessarily that I really intended to write. A lot of them very experimental. So you'll hear stuff that's pop punk, something that sounds more like alternative rock. We're still very pop punk, influenced, and I think our roots stay within Blink and all of those like bands from the 90s that influenced us. But you'll hear some of that influence for sure, but it's got its own little twist. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Cool. Before the podcast here, I'm gonna play the your newest song. What you want to talk a little bit about that song?
Yeah. So, God, I believe that song came out in a strange way. My former band Out of Heaven, we were practicing, and I had this riff for a while, and I think we played it at one show. I think you were there. Was it the house show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the house show. Oh, funny story. We played a house show with 40, and we had to move things in and out. One of the guys, my good friend Blake from Pump Cold, fell right through the roof.
Really?
But I remember that we played that song for the first time, and I guess my old band at the time just never used it. So we moved it over to this band, and I changed them. The chorus is a little different. The verses are structured the same, but you'll hear in a song that there's a lead that wasn't there before, or there's some depth to the way the guitar is played differently than I had then. So it's the same song in a sense, but it's been changed, it's been altered.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Well, I had listened to it before we started the podcast, and I was really into it. I got kind of like a Angels and Airwaves, like We Don't Need to Whisper kind of feel to it, mixed with, I don't know, I don't want to like offend you guys. I always feel like when I compare other bands to people, I'm afraid I'm going to offend them. But like, do you guys remember AFI?
Oh yeah, dude.
I got kind of like
talking about that.
Big
really?
Danny Havoc fan.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. I kind of got like an AFI AVA mix feel.
That's cool. Yeah.
So I actually just bought. What album was it? Was it like The Circle of the Rabbits?
I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just bought that. I've been really into like buying CDs lately. When I was like in high school, I know I'm in the industry of recording music and this sounds terrible, but I stole so much music. I did the LimeWire thing because I couldn't afford to buy music. So I did that, but like lately I've been like all the music that I have, I'm like, I'm just gonna buy the CD and make it right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I bought that with
for sure. There's something
stuff.
special about having a physical copy in your hand.
Yeah,
It feels better.
Yeah, definitely. I actually am trying to get like I have all the Blink CDs except for I don't have Neighborhoods, which for some reason is really hard to find.
Yeah, it is.
And
it's
obviously,
strange.
Dogs Eating Dogs was download only, and then I have one of the greatest hits. So I just need the. They have another greatest hits, and they have a like the Mark, Tom, and Travis show.
I can't find that.
I
Yeah,
actually
same.
had that CD. I was telling Anthony, and it magically just disappeared on
I know.
me.
It kind of bummed me out. I was like, fuck, I want it.
Yeah, I can find it on like iTunes or whatever, but like
yeah, that's hard to find a copy.
Yeah. You also book shows locally too, and you're real into the local scene and all the local.
Right now,
it's
been a little slow. I'm currently a student at San Antonio College, so it's been a little difficult. But I generally book punk bands. I've got an opportunity to work with some really cool guys. 40 being one of them. Palm Colts, Dead Weights, Filthy Muff. There are a lot of like really good punk and pop punk bands I've worked with, and I'm very blessed. But it's been a little slow. This band's been taking quite a bit of my time, but I'll probably go back to that very soon.
Awesome, cool. Getting back to like you just started in this band, and you said you've been together for like 3 months. Are you still looking for more members, or you want to give a shout out to that, or you talking to people right now?
We're in a weird situation. I think Lex, you can tell them more what happened today.
Well, like I think we want to stay a 3-piece, and like I said, I'm actually rehearsing with 2 other guys because I'm featured in like a house party type scene, and we're just gonna cover a bunch of songs, a lot of Blink, Ramones. I think what was the other one? Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
I think is another one.
Cool.
Bunch of bands that I've heard, but I'm not really like
knowledgeable with.
Yeah, like I just hear them and I'll be like, oh, okay, them.
Yeah,
And well, the bassist that we're playing with is actually a friend of the guitarist, and he's actually not even in a band right now. So
surprised me.
So I guess you could say we kind of scooped him up.
Cool.
So
it's not officially. It has been like later, but it's a big
possibility.
It's a big possibility.
Okay, cool.
Then we also discussed having our friend Daniel from Lynette Spy filling in. But he's busy with his band, so he's a good guy, and hopefully we can have his attempt. But both of those are looking to be good options right now.
Awesome. Yeah, it seems like you guys are really keeping busy. You got multiple bands going on, and school, and jobs and everything.
Yeah, I'm willing to jump at any project, to be honest, because I feel like it just builds up my chops, and me coming from like a fan of Travis, and he has multiple things, and he says it helps him out.
Definitely,
and it's exciting. I mean, it just gives me knowledge and different drum styles to mess around with too.
Yeah,
Cool.
I can feel the same. Me coming from first off like playing punk, but we're still like holding a lot of heart to like some of those stuff I grew up with. Like I grew up with like The Cure, and my dad played a shit ton of Rush. So me experimenting with different sounds. You can definitely hear it in some stuff I play, even though it's more grounded as pop punk. But you can definitely hear.
That's really cool. Yeah,
some other stuff.
I guess this new album that you guys were recording and well, actually, you didn't do that here. Let's put that out. You you recorded with
Elzar.
Elzar,
Yeah. That he is he has a home studio very similar to this, closer downtown in San Antonio. Lights Out Studio. Great guy. Really great to work with, and he's been he's very easy to work with. It's strange. A lot of the music writing process has been unorthodox for me and Lex particularly.
Yeah.
I think he does a great job at pushing us out of our comfort zone, and I think that's why I've been having to like rewrite and sing verses and choruses like 3 or 4 or 5 different times. It's all strange to me, but yeah, we've been recording there for the past is it a month?
I think it's
about a month now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know him personally. I've heard only good things about him around town.
Yeah.
He does the same thing that I do. I guess you guys, you know what his Facebook? Does he have a Facebook page for his studio?
Yeah, he does have a Facebook page.
He has
Shout
a
out,
personal, and I believe he has the Facebook for his
Lights Out Studio.
Yeah.
So give him a like.
Yeah. I guess I waited till I graduated to kind of start having people come into the studio. I like work with my friends and stuff.
Yeah.
So I graduated, and so I'm still kind of getting into the local scene and stuff. I've been to shows and stuff. Like my buddy Jeremy Zapata, who we talk about all the time on the show, really brought me into the scene and introduced me to a lot of guys. That sounded weird. It introduced me to a bunch of dudes.
No, but you have a pool.
So yeah, I'm still kind of jumping into the local scene with all this stuff, but a lot of people have said you should work with this guy or recommended him or whatever. So I've heard nothing but good things, and I've heard his a few of his recordings, and they're really good.
Yeah.
For,
I think his
doing
band.
the same thing I am.
I think his
everything.
band played was it 2 days ago?
Yeah, and on Sunday.
Reaction. I didn't get to go. I was stuck at work. Fuck, but you know.
Well, good deal. But I guess when you were recording, were you using all your own gear, or like, were you switching guitars and trying new sounds, or?
I honestly thought about doing it, but most of the stuff was our equipment. The guitar was mine on a couple tracks. I think the only thing we really borrowed was
the bass, right?
The bass, and I think we used his guitar for lead on one or two of the tracks.
Cool.
And then he had some sort of, I guess it was like a guitar, but it had like really thick bass strings.
Oh, like a bass 6?
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Really unusual to me. So I think I did bass using that for one of the songs, which is me like a big pain in the ass for me to play to find out how to teach our future bass player to play live, because I'm like it's gonna be different on bass. So
that's interesting. I guess gear wise, that's something we kind of talk about on the show with bands or whatever. Is being an audio engineer myself, I'm like a super like gear whore. I'm really into gear. So what are you rocking for guitar?
It depends. I played Gibson and Fender. So for my Fender would be, I have a Tom DeLonge signature, and my Fender would be the Gibson Tom DeLonge series. Me being a big Blink fan would be one of the reasons, but something about having that giant hot like humbucker pickup in the front gives that nice crunchy punk rock kind of sound, and even on clean, it cleans up very well. Amp wise, I think I use, kind of sad, I have a Fender Mustang for the time being, but I think later I'll upgrade to maybe like a Mesa Boogie.
Oh yeah, I actually have a Mustang. Do you have the cabinet?
No, it's sad. I need to get myself a cabinet. Right now it's just like, I think it's like
a 2x12.
Yeah, I think so. Right, for the time being.
That's actually, I like that one better because it has those two Celestion speakers in it.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I have the head on top of a Behringer cabinet that it's a 4x12. I put Celestions in, but that Mustang head is, for what it is, it's not. I guess it's the best at simulating tubes that I've found.
What I thought about doing for a while was maybe like trying to combo them.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool.
But I think I might lean towards actually getting myself like a Mesa.
Yeah, I like the dual rectifier. It's like my favorite amp.
Yeah.
Have you messed around with that Fender Fuse thing with the Mustang, where you like plug your amp into your computer?
No, I haven't. My old guitar player Tristan from out of told me about it. I just haven't God,
mess with
fucker.
it
I
yet.
haven't bothered to like to mess with it yet. But
It's kind of complicated, but once you get it, it's really cool.
I know you can download tones. I know it's kind of cheating. I should really invest the fucking pedals, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's a really good program. I've seen like tutorials on it. I haven't really messed with it personally myself, but if you're looking to play live and you need something really quick to do the job and to sound well, I would recommend that amp.
Yeah, same. I've messed with it a little bit on my laptop, but I didn't. It seemed like designing your amps was kind of a lot of work, I guess. And
Yeah.
I have a couple amps that are like with tubes in them and stuff, so I use those a lot for recording. But I down like a Vox AC30 for that, and it's pretty similar. So I actually like it a lot.
Yeah.
Well, drums, Lex. What are you playing?
I'm just rocking on a D drum. I got a kick port recently.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Well, not recently, but
That's when you recorded with me last, actually,
yeah.
right?
So I mean,
not recent.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I liked it when I recorded here. So I was like, I'm gonna put it on my kit, and rocking a 3-piece. Rocking mostly Zildjian cymbals. I got one China Sabian and a Bell.
Yeah.
Single pedal for life. I don't think I'm ever gonna go into a double bass, and I might just experiment.
Yeah, I actually got a double kick like a long time ago, but I mostly just used the one. But for some reason, just playing with the double kick actually made my right foot faster. I don't know what. I guess just doing the blast beats or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a good like exercise like for practice.
Yeah, I think I might just get one, just like you said, just for experimental.
He's playing more like punk rock. It's not like he's playing prog, so he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
So I mean, for like my style of play, I mean, I don't really think I need anything else than just a single. If anything, I don't think I'll ever even get like more drum. Maybe just one more snare.
Oh yeah.
But like one of those piccolo snares or something.
Oh
like
yeah, like the side popcorn snare.
Yeah,
Those are cool. Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, I mean, I'm just rocking a 4-piece. Is it a 4-piece? Yeah.
It's 4 pieces.
4-piece.
Well, a
right.
rack tom and a floor tom.
Yeah, or just a rack tom.
Or 2 floor toms.
Well, it originally came with 2 floor toms, but I took that one out.
Oh, okay,
I just used a 16x16.
Okay, yeah. That's what I started out playing. And I guess in the past year added another floor tom.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just
kind of a classic
I guess like I just kind of like I really pretty much simulate Travis Barker's set.
Yeah.
I mean, I just keep like I guess I see him and it's like all the damage he does just with what he has is just
he doesn't even. It's not like he needs like a giant like Neil Peart.
Yeah.
Million cymbals and everything.
Like I mean I think he has like 7 cymbals. I think I'm just like 2 cymbals short to like really emulate him. But I mean,
I told Lex like he should invest and get himself like a gong or something.
Get like the giant one behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just I mean D drum. I think an Iron Cobra pedal.
Is your snare the one that came with the kit?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is that? I think you used that on the recording, right?
Yes.
That you did when you were here.
And
it was really poppy. Actually, kind of like when I was like doing the mix, it almost sounded like it was one of those piccolo snares. Is it just you just like crank the head?
I just tune it real high. I keep it as tight as possible, both sides.
Cool.
Right now, because when I was before, when I was at 40, I was rocking a Remo tom heads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now everything's Evans on.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually
Evans.
recently switched to Aquarian heads.
I got an Aquarian bass drum.
Really?
Batter head.
Was it the one with that muffled back or whatever?
Yeah,
I just got that. I like that a lot.
I was trying to get the EMAD.
Oh yeah,
But it ran out, so I have the super bass for Aquarian. Super bass too, I think.
It's pretty good. I like that. It's pretty similar to the.
Yeah, that's why I got it, because I was like,
the same thing. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, no one's gonna see it. I mean,
yeah. I liked it a lot. I don't remember what these were called that I have on my kit right now. A buddy of mine actually picked them up, Kevin, who works here at the studio as well. But they're clear heads, but they almost have like the tone of a
coated, right?
Yeah, of a coated head. Yeah, like it has a real short resonance and
I
that's
heard
exactly
they're real hard to untune too. Like that's
really?
what. Yeah, like that's why they're like so like in high demand, because I mean you can gig with them for like a long time, and they don't untune.
We've had them in the studio here for a couple weeks, and I come and practice almost every day. And they're still, I like tune them when I sit down, but it's like barely, a half a turn on a couple of the bolts or whatever,
Yeah, and the heads that I have, the Evans, I believe they're both now with the whole 360 technology, and I think they're the G2s, if I'm mistaken.
Is that the one with like the helium between the two layers? Or whatever?
Yeah, it is.
So.
When I first started playing drums, I got those, but I was using different sticks at the time, but I would get like those real deep dents in them. But I was using like real pointy sticks.
Yeah, I mean, I also use the Travis Barker signatures.
Yeah, I use those too, actually.
Yeah, those never fail me.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive, but they last quite some time. They're pretty thick and durable. They
pretty much have like a marching snare feel to it.
Yeah, they're longer. They're not even a real size.
They are longer.
I've noticed that you don't have to reach as far. I've noticed like especially when he reaches for his crash, he doesn't have to like stretch as far.
Yeah. If anything, it's the opposite. I have to kind of like T-Rex it.
You're playing like a T-Rex.
Yeah, like
get one of those T-Rex costumes and play a gig like that.
Yeah,
the blow ones.
We need to do that. It's gonna happen. You watch.
It will.
What are you guys looking at in the future then?
I think right now
just finishing recording.
Just finishing recording and then playing shows as soon as possible. I'm in school right now, but I think we might play a couple shows here and there as soon as possible, and hopefully around like winter break, I think we might do maybe a small Texas tour, and in the summer, I think, or any other break we have, I think that's our main goal, just to play live as much as we can.
Awesome. I guess you're gonna have, when you have a break from school or whatever, you're gonna be gigging more, or like
I'll be gigging and probably booking a lot more.
Cool.
It's just hard when you're a college student,
Yeah.
And then working part time, so it's amazing how time to juggle this, in a band. So, but yeah, I think that's what we have in the future for. I think we're just gonna play as much as we can, just get music out there.
Awesome. I guess we talked about some stuff that influenced you, like Blink or whatever. But what have you guys really? I guess something that we talk about on the show a lot is what you grew up listening to, and then like what you've been listening to now.
Oh boy, where do I begin?
What did you not grow up listening to?
It's weird. I have two drastically different music tastes growing up. My mom was really into like Enya and Sixpence, so a lot of like softer kind of music.
Yeah.
My dad was more into the Cure and U2 and Depeche Mode, and he's a big Rush fan.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I think I was probably the biggest, and if not one of the biggest, like Rush fans. I haven't seen them live. Kind of sad they won't play live, but that was a big influence for a good time. I was a big Alex Lifeson fan, and I would remember I'd go to sleep with my headphones, my CD player on. My dad would give me a Rush CD, and I had a really shitty guitar at the time. I think my grandparents bought it for me for my birthday, and I hadn't played it for like a long ass time. And I would like pretend to play in my sleep and pretend to play like these incredible, like stupid hard solos like Alex Lifeson would pull off, and I do that till I fall asleep.
That's awesome.
But later, I think when I got more music, like the whole I got more musical freedom, I could choose what I would listen to.
Yeah.
I think the first band I stumbled upon that got me into the music scene I'm into now is there was this Christian band, Hawk Nelson. I stumbled upon them on Spotify, and then I followed that band, and then I ran into Blink. This was like, I think my middle school year. I had no idea who these guys were, but I started listening to more of them, and then from there I listened to Boxcar and Angels, and that later started it would start to be a bigger influence on my music.
Yeah.
But still, I still go back to those roots of having more of that new wave kind of sound. If you notice, I play a lot of stuff with flanges and choruses.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to get into lately myself. I've been listening to like a lot of AVA and like different space rock. Even like Rush kind of did that, like with a lot of effects driven stuff.
I think 2112 really pushed boundaries on doing a lot of like weird stuff.
Yeah.
And as far as punk rock goes, I think probably get shit for this, but I think I listened to Green Day for a little bit. I think I listened to Dookie for a little bit. But after that, I kind of opened my eyes. And actually, no, I think my first punk rock song was Dead Kennedys. I think it was I was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and that whole soundtrack.
Oh yeah, dude!
Just opened up my eyes to this whole world of like fast, aggressive music that I had no idea about. So
definitely.
And actually, that's what got me to playing my first band. In between they're no longer around. But I think that's what set my foot in music door. Was punk rock.
Can we just give a shout out to the Tony Hawk games, because that's what got me playing music and into like a bunch of bands, and it got me skateboarding when I was a kid. Like
I could never skateboard. I wanted to do it, was scared of falling down.
Yeah, I skateboarded, but then I had like this gnarly like hardcore drop where like I literally like thought I was gonna be paralyzed.
Really?
But because I could not get up at the moment, then I got up and then I just gave up skateboarding.
It's like no.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, and then I guess you could say I moved to sports, and then once pretty much I got the opportunity to play like years later with 40, I mean, that's pretty much what opened my drumming passion.
Was 40% your first like real band that you played in?
That was my first everything, man.
Really?
Like first recording experience, first playing along to a click track.
They beat me too. They took his virginity, so I got sloppy seconds here.
Hey man, you got the better of it though. I mean, shit.
And what about you? You've been in bands in the past as well.
Oh my god! I guess you would call me a band whore.
You're a band hopper.
Yes and no. I started off playing with, like I said, a small punk rock band, In Between Influence. And I think I played a couple of shows. My first show was 1011. God, at least I think I sucked. My drummer and bass player at the time were really good musicians, and I hadn't been exposed to playing live like that for a while. So I mean, I did stuff like by myself. As a band, it's a different atmosphere. So
definitely.
It was different, and it was a really interesting experience for me. And then shortly after that, I ran into my old drummer Jesus Luna at I think it was Masquerade, and I was introduced into Pump and Colt. They're a local band here in Santa Fe, punk rock. And then we started forming half of that band, their drummer and their bass player, Gabriel. We formed a band out of heaven, and I think I still have. There's some recordings you can listen to. I think they're gonna start recording soon. So I'm excited for that. But if you go back to like the older tracks I have up on Facebook, you can hear me singing. I was singing a guitar player for a good period of time.
Cool.
But I started getting busy with school, and it just the band took a lot of time away from me, and I felt that it would be best for me to focus on school for the time being. So when the opportunity came back for me to join. To go back into music, I decided that maybe it was a time for me to have a different change of pace. I mean, I love the guys' stuff. They have great music. I just felt that it was time to do something a little bit more different. So about that time, I ran into Lex. He had left 40, and then we started jamming. But yeah.
And now we're here.
Yeah, now we're here.
Good deal. Anything else? I think kind of covered the band or what you guys are into and stuff.
I think for the most part, that's most of it. I don't know, Lex, everything else to say?
He doesn't have anything to say. He's a drummer. No.
Yeah, pretty much. I speak with my body. Well, I mean, my musical influences are pretty much like, no joke. When I was like little, I was into like the boy bands and shit.
Oh,
like,
you were liking the Backstreet Boys and stuff?
Yeah, like I ain't no joke,
see that.
man. Like I was like real into that, and then like after that, like I guess it jumped into like the pop punk scene with like Simple Plan and
Yeah, that was my first influence, like pop punk.
Yeah,
Just
like
turn the next page of music for me.
Yeah.
and then I went into like this weird.
He was a scene kid for a while. That was
Yeah.
No, and then
To be honest, I was too, dude.
right,
Everyone
for
goes through that
real,
scene.
like, and then after that, it kind of like navigated to like Chevelle and like Disturbed and
Oh yeah.
and then finally, like in the 2000s, that's when I ran into Blink-182 too. With of course the famous song "All the Small Things."
Yeah.
I pretty much gravitated to like when I saw Travis Barker. I was like, fuck, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life, like full time. And like when I read into him, I was like, damn, that dude's like I guess pretty much what I want to be. Like that dude's like an awesome father.
Hell yeah.
I didn't realize he was vegan.
Yeah.
And then I recently became vegan actually, not because of him. It's just like I knew I needed a new eating habit.
Yeah.
So like, and then I had a friend that said, well, you should go vegan. I mean, it's not that bad. And I tried it, and ever since then,
so
I'm
hard.
vegan.
Really?
Well, he
You tried
thinks
too?
it is.
I've cut back on meat. I've cut back on meat.
Yeah.
You know, I do feel a little better, but I feel like if I go cold turkey, you know, I'm not against it. You know, I probably will continue trying it. Just, I'm sorry, like, I love cows too much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I used to be 24/7 all about cows.
I couldn't do it.
I've cut back on meat quite a bit, but
let's just say
it's
I
hard.
eat beans a lot now, and like a lot of like almonds and
Really?
But yeah, like you gotta stack up on like those like alternatives.
Get,
and like
fiber and whatever.
like you gotta like really.
Yeah.
But then like and ever since then, like Blink-182 has been like my number one. Like he said, like I branched off to like their other stuff like Boxcar and Plus 44 and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like further into high school, then I got back into like that weird like metal scene, I guess, or I don't know what they are, but like it was like more like Slipknot and Mudvayne. And,
Oh yeah.
like all those bands, but I mean those roots never left. Like Blink, like stayed.
Definitely, yeah.
And then hip hop was another big influence of my drumming style.
This guy, swear, all he listens to on like just is Panda on the repeats.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that is.
It's
it's that new song, the Panda.
I've never even heard it.
I don't know who it's by.
It's I think the
It's
guy's
probably
name's-
by a panda.
right? Pretty much, but like yeah, man, like hip hop, like pretty much like who I am is real dancey, real like my drumming. I look at my drumming as I want to make you move.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm not about the. I mean, I don't have anything against like, cause honestly, I never really heard like an actual like punk song, like the typical punk
Hi-hat
song.
snare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the punk chic or whatever beat they call it.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I know, yeah. Like I've
Boots and pants
never.
and boots and pants.
Yeah, so like I've was never introduced to that type of punk song. So like I just like I said, I would just see Travis. I know Travis knows how to play that beat, but
Yeah.
he really doesn't in a way, like in the Blink songs.
Well, he takes like, I think we talked about this in different podcasts, but he is like grew up marching and he was into hip hop and he's also into like jazz and like
yeah,
he's into
that's
everything.
What I knew. He like Latin beats and
Yeah,
stuff like
exactly,
that.
yeah.
So that's what I would hear on him. So that's what I try to emulate.
Definitely.
So like when I was playing with 40, like in the local shows and stuff, like I would always just try to stick out. Like I wasn't gonna play that typical punk beat, nor I mean now I'm starting to kind of get it. I'm like
It's
I
not
think
as fun though.
It's
especially
not.
live.
It's not.
I like to do like a lot of stuff like hi-hat work or cymbal stuff.
That's what I'm about. I'm hi-hat / like just try to keep that upbeat. Like I said, I like to get people dancing.
It
like,
especially in a 3-piece is you need to like fill in the like since there's not as many members. You got to keep the
fill
beat
in the gaps.
Exactly, yeah. And
that's what Anthony tells me, dude. Just go drum roll,
go
crazy.
ham.
Yeah.
I just don't want to fill in the gap of empty sound. So
yeah, exactly. Sure. And that's also, I think what Tom DeLonge actually kind of went into after like the self-titled album was with like tons of pedals and effects and like synths. That kind of helps with the fill in the with a smaller band as well.
Yeah. Like he wanted to be more progressive. That's what he said. Like,
I mean, like. We talked about this before we started being on the podcast or whatever when we were setting up. Talked about like playing with like backing tracks. And that's cool, and for the recordings it's really cool, but sometimes it takes away from the music too. So you got to be careful with. Yeah. You don't want too much, but sometimes it can really add something.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially like I guess for intros maybe. Yeah. Like just to get it going.
I think at the point we become dependent on it. I think that takes away from musicianship.
Yeah. Like if you can't play without it, then that's you
got a problem.
Yeah, you need to take a step back and look at your music. But I mean, no hate on people that do that. I mean, it's still music and still art. They still
absolutely.
As long as they're still making, something that bothers me. No hate on people that do this, but like when people just like take like samples or whatever, or like loops.
Oh yeah,
and
like back from like songs that like were hot.
Well,
at
that
the time
kind of that. I can see like the art in that, but I mean like when people will just like go like on Studio One or Pro Tools or whatever and have their loops and like depend on that for most of the music, and then. I went to a hip-hop show at the Corova one time, and it just bothered me so much. People were getting super into it, and, like, the guys were just, like, pressing play and hopping about to rap music. Like, they weren't even rapping or anything. They were, like, they weren't performing.
That show. I think
were
I was
you there?
too.
Yeah, I think you were with 40%. You played that.
Yeah.
A hip-hop
bunch
show?
of people got kicked out.
Yeah.
It was in the basement.
A hip-hop show?
Yeah. A hip-hop show? You're having, like, an epiphany right now?
What, when was this?
It was like...
Was that Pinche? Was that the am I being censored? The Pinche Punks?
I don't even know what that is. I'm not even from Texas. I don't know.
Like the Pulga show?
Yeah, that was it Patch Pulga?
No, that was...
that was something different. No, that wasn't.
It was that same show.
I want to say it was the Pinche Punk show.
Postcards from... Well, they were now Postcards from the Moon.
It was cool. Was it Cool Guy Project?
I think Cool Guy Project was
No,
that.
then never mind. It wasn't that show.
It was when Jeremy Zapata first joined the band.
Yeah.
But
I remember that. Yeah,
it bothered me. Like that's not music if you're not doing anything. They were literally like they had microphones and they were kind of like spitting some rhymes and they were like.
But you could
part
tell,
of it their backing tracks was just the music. I was like, I don't get it. Maybe I just don't get it. I don't know.
Nah, man. Yeah, it's not cool. It just takes away from like the actual art.
Yeah, definitely. I saw a thing like. This sounds weird, but like everyone's like, but what does Corey Taylor think? But there was an interview with like Loudwire or something with him where he was saying that like this newer like I guess pop music is an insult to musicians. And at first when I heard that like quote from him, I thought, well, it's still art if it's what they're making. But then he made the point that really I guess kind of spoke to me. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. He said that it like frustrates him that like there are these people that basically let the computer do the work for them, and they're crazy popular, and they're on the radio, and everybody knows them. And then there's people like local artists that are really talented that nobody knows.
I think that's a big thing. That's
kind of a punch in the face.
I think it's a big thing with music. I think music has been easier to create. I think now people have more access to the things they want, I think back then, if you want to make music, you have to be on a label, or you have to do this, you have to do that. A big upside to music now is I feel that people can come anywhere into a house and record, and distribute music. They don't need labels. You don't need all that bullshit to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But part of the downside is, I think some people are where they are now, based on some talent, but I think a lot of them depend on stuff being mixed or pre-mixed.
Or letting the engineer create the song, basically, and they just come in and talk over it.
And, there's a lot of local bands here in Santa have really, that really stick out and have potential to go places.
And
it's kind of saddening that some of them don't have the opportunities to do so because they're playing their instruments and not being overproduced.
Correct. Yeah.
But like I said before, I think making music has been easier now, and
definitely.
Anyway, it's a good feeling to see other musicians able to put out more music, because they have that available to them.
Yeah. Do you know the band Rest Repose?
I've heard of them. I've heard good things about them. But I have not seen them. They're
not local. They're like a small town band or whatever. Their guitarist, his name is Fluff, and he's a YouTuber.
Yes, I've seen. Is he the guy with the oh my god, with the headdress, like the Indian headdress?
No, I
No,
don't
it's
know
not
who
Rest
that is.
Repose. Okay.
No, I know who you're talking about though. He's
That's not
like,
him.
no,
Wow.
that's somebody
I've
completely
insulted
different.
millions of scene kids. Okay.
Probably, or insulted Rest Repose people.
For
He's the beard
real.
guy.
Okay.
But yeah, he does like stuff about recording stuff online. But their band actually, he recorded everything at his house. I mean, he's got like a home studio, kind of like what I have here, and they were actually on #1 on iTunes for a little bit, and it was just like a home
That's
recorded
awesome.
thing. And that was like, that's kind of something can show people like you don't need to be on a label, or you don't need,
Absolutely, yeah.
you know. I guess the biggest part is practice and be good and be tight with your bandmates to be able to play well, but also promotion is key. Like,
Yeah, you
Be
just gotta
promoting.
promote the
Yeah.
crap out of your stuff.
I think Lex said this a while back. I think what he said really stuck with me. He said, like, as long as you play well and and you keep doing what you're doing, people will take notice of that. I think no
Yeah.
matter how small you are, as long as you play well instruments, you're good at what you do, people will take notice. So
yeah,
yeah, I got
definitely.
that from Dave Grohl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell
Okay,
yeah,
never
dude.
mind. You
Shout
lied.
out to Dave Grohl. Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
one of my favorite artists. He's like
Yeah, he's
the last like real rock star. Like, I mean,
he's
I
like
love
the genuine dude.
Yeah,
like he
definitely.
just do what you do and people will follow.
I think he's absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love Blink and I love like Newfound Glory and all that, and like
Wow,
Slipknot.
haven't heard them for all.
Yeah, but like Foo Fighters is like genuine like 70s rock. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
They're-
there were another like they were in my set list too. of
Really?
music.
yeah. Dave, you were talking about your guitar tone earlier with the humbucker or whatever.
Yeah.
And the semi-hollow body Tom DeLonge.
Yeah.
That's like a very similar guitar to Dave
I
Grohl's
think
too.
Grohl uses a 335, I believe. The one that Tom is like
Yeah.
a 333. It's basically the same thing, just the one single pickup in the front.
Yeah,
But yeah, they're very similar. And actually, nothing against Tom's guitar, but I would prefer to play with 330, 335, just for the
Yeah.
fact it has the two pickups.
Yeah, I like the Tom guitar, and I was gonna buy it, but when I was at Sam Ash, they had a used Tom guitar,
Yeah.
or they had a DOT Studio, and that had the two
Oh,
pickups.
nice.
So I went
Yeah.
with that instead.
Yeah.
But Tom's guitar is cool, and I like the dirty fingers. I actually
Humbucker.
thought about replacing my bridge pickup with a dirty
You
fingers.
can always do
Yeah.
that and get the same effect.
I actually this Gibson that's sitting right here. I have a
Oh, cool.
Melody Maker. I replaced that with Hot Rails.
Nice,
which
nice.
sounds pretty cool. That's another cool thing that I like. I'm into gear is like making it your own, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah. I mean, we've been going for a while. You got anything else you want to say, or you want to give yourselves a shout out on Instagram or Facebook or whatever?
Just yeah, I guess just like us, find us on Instagram Over the Horizon, on Facebook. Yeah, just follow us there. And I think if all goes well, I think we should have our album out by the end of this month, or
Cool.
maybe halfway through the month after. I think we should have stuff ready.
Yeah.
So just like and keep an eye out. I think we'll be playing very soon.
Awesome. You want to give your personal stuff out, or no? You're not into that. Your personal Instagrams and stuff, or no?
I don't even know my
Well,
personal.
I think my Instagram is at LeeBoy20.
Yeah, that's right. I think mine's Rotten Tony. Like just Rotten Tony on Instagram, and then Anthony on Portraits on Facebook. Yeah.
I
Cool.
mean, I'm on Snapchat too. Think it's Lex 060. Yeah, I think it's Lex.
I don't use Snapchat, so
Yeah, I think it's Lex 060, and well, my Facebook is Lex Shamar with an X.
Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on the show and talking to us. And
thanks. Yeah.
it was a
you know,
fun time.
Is this the actual first time people are going to hear this song, or no?
We've played it actually. We to be honest, we don't know. We had a video a video stream come out with that, and Emmanuel from Closed Eyes of Mine helped us with that.
That's right.
So yeah, we promoted that for a little bit. I'm not too sure how many people have actually heard it. But we're gonna have our music actually very soon. Shortly, our single will be on iTunes and Spotify
Awesome.
within the next week or so. And then the album I think we'll have for pre-order. So if you pre-ordered it, I think you will get the two songs. We have one song now as a single, Regret, and then we have another one coming out soon. And if you download our album or pre-ordered it, I think you get those two songs. Yeah, you get the two songs for free.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, like I said, and go see them live and check out their social media, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.